Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're taking a look at yet another Pro Football Focus rankings list. This time it is the top 32 secondaries going into the upcoming 2021 season. After this list, we only have two more left, and one of those lists I can't find right now. They took it down off the Pro Football Focus website, so if it is still not there by the time I'm ready to record the last one of these lists, I'll just go ahead and give you guys the results of where the Buccaneers were in that list. But if you guys are new, go ahead and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hit the like button if you do enjoy this type of content, and let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary and where you would have them ranked going into the upcoming 2021 season. But let's go ahead and see what Pro Football Focus thinks. Starting off at number 32, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons should be at number 32. It's just been a revolving door of secondary pieces for a handful of years now, which is crazy to think about because the Falcons aren't that far removed from having an overall pretty decent secondary led by, I believe, Desmond Trufant. He is now gone. He's been basically a free agent on multiple teams now for a little bit, and the Falcons, they haven't been the same since. So Falcons at 32, that makes sense. Cowboys at 31, this is another one that makes a lot of sense. They have a lot of work they need to do, but they are getting better. The Lions coming in at number 30, hey, they have some interesting pieces. They did lose Slay, but overall they got a good replacement in Jeffrey Okudah, in my opinion, and they still have some interesting young guys in there. Las Vegas Raiders coming in at 29. I'm honestly surprised they're not lower, but I really can't justify putting the Raiders below any of these guys because these three, they're just overall not good. I mean, the Raiders, they have some guys. I mean, they've invested a lot of draft picks in their secondary in recent memory in terms of, cornerbacks and things like that. And did they get Casey Hayward Jr.? I guess they did. Shout out to them. I like Casey Hayward Jr. I think he's a decent corner. So good job for the Raiders. Jets coming in at number 28, which is pretty interesting because we've seen the Jets defense in general, right? Their defensive line has been getting tons of praise by Pro Football Focus, but here's their glaring weakness is that secondary. Now, Marcus May is one of the better safeties in the entire NFL, in my opinion. I think that he is wonderful, but the cornerback room's a lot of young, inexperienced guys. And then on the other side of that safety room, you have Austin Davis and Bradley McDougall, by the way, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer who was there as well. I don't know if he's still on that team, but it's kind of Marcus May and then everybody else. So it makes sense why the Jets are at 28. Jaguars coming in at 27. Again, a lot of young guys there. Seahawks coming in at 26. Even with Jamal Adams and Griffin there at cornerback, they're still coming in at 26. Oh no, Griffin's gone now. He went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's right. Here he is right here. Shaquille Griffin went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's, holy crap, I completely forgot about that. But yeah, Jamal Adams is here. They have some, pieces, I guess, at that cornerback room. Let me see if I can remember correctly. There was one cornerback they had. I'm not going to remember his name, but I know they have a young cornerback who does some pretty good things, not named Shaquille Griffin, but Seahawks at 26. That one's fine. Philadelphia Eagles coming in at number 25. By the way, Andrew Adams is now a member of the Philadelphia Eagles, former Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so shout out to him. Houston Texans coming in at number 24, and oh look, it's our dear friend Lovie Smith back as a coach in the NFL as defensive coordinator here with the Houston Texans. That's lovely to see there. Good job, Lovie Smith. Carolina Panthers, oh, by the way, and also former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Vernon Hargreaves III. So there you go. Carolina Panthers coming in at number 23. This one, they could shoot up a little bit further up this list come next season, but overall 23 is a good spot for them. The Cardinals coming in at 22. Tennessee Titans coming in at 21. They have Janoris Jenkins now, who they got from the Saints. I'm going to be very interested to see where the Saints are on this list, by the way. San Francisco 49ers coming in at number 20. Chicago Bears at 19. Kansas City Chiefs at 18. At number 17, you have the New Orleans Saints. Well, there you go. They did lose Janoris Jenkins, which I think was a big deal, a bigger deal than what people are possibly making it out to be. Marshawn Lattimore, he has been going down a little bit in terms of overall play. He's still incredibly young, but overall his play has been, declining a little bit. He's looking to bounce back. Marcus Williams is still a very good safety. After that, Malcolm Jenkins, I believe he's still on this team, but there's still some question marks in terms of depth overall. So the Saints, they lost some pieces this offseason in that secondary, and they're looking for very, very young guys to try and replicate what those, starters and really solid depth pieces were able to do. Minnesota Vikings coming in at number 16. Overall, they added Patrick Peterson, Brashad Breeland, which I think is a very underrated signing, and Xavier Woods. All three are good signings. 16 is a good spot for the Vikings. 15, you have the Cincinnati Bengals. Pretty interesting to have them here, but whenever you really break it down and look at it, they have some good pieces. Trey Waynes, I'm a big fan of his. Mike Hilton, I'm a big fan of his. Vonn Bell, I'm a huge fan of Vonn Bell. So overall, I like what the Bengals have been doing just with their overall team, and they have Jesse Bates as well, who's been an absolute beast. Chargers coming in at 14, even with Derwin James, getting injured pretty much every other year. Pro Football Focus loves him. A lot of people love Derwin James. It's understandable. If he was healthy, he'd be one of the better safeties in the entire league. So, I guess assuming everybody's healthy, Chargers at 14 does make some sense. Colts coming in at number 13, Xavier Rhodes and Kenny Moore, both some pretty good options. Rock Ya-Sin is another good guy as well. I wanted him on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a time ago, but overall, yeah, Colts at 13. Steelers coming in at number 12, Washington Football Team coming in at number 11, the Miami Dolphins coming in at number 10, the Los Angeles Rams coming in at number 9. John Johnson's a beast, by the way, and we're actually in the top 10 now, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers still have yet to make this list. So, yeah, they're at least in the top 10. That's pretty good news. And sure enough, coming in at number 8, you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go ahead and read. Tampa Bay is one of the preeminent examples of why teams should continue to invest in the secondary. From 2013 to 2015, the Buccaneers ranked 29th in the league in expected points added allowed per pass play. They then proceeded to draft 8 defensive backs in the first 3 rounds of the next 5 drafts. Yes, we all know this. Not all of those players developed into quality starters, but enough panned out to allow Tampa Bay to finish last season ranked 5th in EPA allowed per pass play. Even Sean Murphy-Bunting, the weakest link in the Buccaneers starting secondary based on Pro Football Focus grade, came up big in the team's postseason run with 3 interceptions and 2 pass breakups over 4 playoff games. That's an interesting, thing here at the end, right? Sean Murphy-Bunting, the weakest link in the Buccaneers starting secondary based on Pro Football Focus grade. Now, this is according to them. What do you guys think? If you had to name, I know it's a very tough question, but if you had to name a weakest link in the Buccaneers starting secondary, who do you think it would be? Because Pro Football Focus gave a lot of love in a previous list to Jamel Dean, a ton of love. They had Jamel Dean, I believe it's a top 15, top 20 cornerback going into the upcoming 2021 season. So they love Jamel Dean. Sean Murphy-Bunting, not so much. What do you guys think? Give me your thoughts. But yeah, the Buccaneers invested so many stinking draft picks in their secondary in the most recent drafts. Ever since Jason Light became the general manager, secondary. And while everybody has not loved all the picks that Jason Light has made, these secondary picks included, I will say he has found a lot of good guys. Antoine Winfield Jr., Jordan Whitehead, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jamel Dean, and Carlton Davis, all 5 starters on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary were all Jason Light draft picks. Think about that for a second. That is huge. And Mike Edwards is a solid depth piece as well. And again, like it said, not all those picks worked out. MJ Stewart, among others, but you still had solid role guys, and solid depth pieces, and the entirety of the Buccaneers' current starting secondary were all picked up by Jason Light in the draft. So I tip my hat to him. Overall, he did a fantastic job. So Buccaneers here at 8. Let's go ahead and see who rank above them, and then I'll give my final thoughts on if that is an appropriate ranking. Coming in at number 7, you have the New York Giants, which is pretty interesting. Adoree Jackson, I love him, by the way. I think he is a wonderful cornerback. But Giants coming in at number 7. Green Bay Packers coming in at number 6. I'm honestly surprised they're not higher. New England Patriots coming in at number 5. This is obviously, if Stephon Gilmore gets traded, that might change things, but Patriots coming in at number 5, Bills at number 4, Browns at number 3, Ravens at number 2, and the Denver Broncos at number 1. So Overall, I think the number 8 ranking for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is a pretty solid ranking. Like, I have no problems with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being at number 8. I mean, like, maybe you could put them above the Giants. Maybe you put the Buccaneers at 7 and then have, say, the Giants. Honestly, I'd put the Rams up at 8 and then maybe the Giants at 9 or something. But overall, I think 8's a fine ranking for them. You know, they're a top 10 secondary according to Pro Football Focus. I think that's wonderful, considering all these guys are insanely young, all in their early to mid-20s, all draft picks by the organization. Again, wonderful job by Jason Licht, and the future looks incredibly bright. Like, I know you're not going to be able to keep every single guy, and some of them have expiring contracts coming up, like Carlton Davis, like Jordan Whitehead, among other guys in the next couple of years as well. But I'm really happy with where the Buccaneers secondary is and where they are hopefully going to be in the next few years, because Winfield Jr. is going to keep on developing. I think they're going to keep Carlton Davis. And, you know, a couple of other guys they will probably keep as well. And those guys are just going to continue to grow and develop. And when they all hit their prime at the same time, it's going to be an awesome thing to watch. So, Buccaneers here at number 8 for the Pro Football Focus top 32 secondaries going into the 2021 season. What do you guys think? Do you think that this ranking is appropriate? Leave me your thoughts down in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.